Hi, my name is Sage, and I collect my blackheads and put them in jars. What? This is how you're introducing yourself to new people? Hello, everybody. Here to talk about last night's Survivor 49 episode. Episode 4, the best episode of the season so far. I mean, isn't it just so interesting how much entertainment a tribe switch or tribe swap can bring? Now, this was a tribe switch because a swap would mean I think we would swap between three different tribes. We went from three tribes to two. And once again, I got to ask, how much more interesting was it watching two tribes of seven? It mixes things up. There's more tribe dynamics to go through. I really enjoyed this. I wish it would be a wake-up call that some seasons should just go back to two tribes instead of starting with three tribes every single time, having the same tribe dynamics every single time where they want to make an alliance of four because that just gives them the numbers. Anyway, it was good. It was a good episode. It was one of my favorite episodes of the past two seasons. I did not enjoy Survivor season 48, so this was better than any episode from last season, in my opinion. And certainly the best episode so far with this cast. So we start with Alex and Sophi, without an E, being so depleted, calling the experience pure torture. Sophi was hoping that this could be the start of their underdog stories. And it could be, especially for Sophi. Their night went from bad to worse when the tide was taking their boat into the water. It took one of Sophi's shoes, which I think was just the ghost of Jake on this island, taking one of Sophi's shoes. It's been a theme for that tribe for some reason when it came to hiding shoes. But so that was a funny, ironic thing to happen to them. And then we get the tribes coming to their challenge, thinking it's going to be a challenge. Rizo is calling Hina's chanting of their name coming in cringe, as if he's not the cringiest person on this cast. And this is a cast full of uber nerds, and Rizo is the cringiest of them all. So Rizo calling another team cringe was like, look in the mirror, my guy. But we got our tribe switch, which of course Alex and Sophi are happy. The only two that were probably really happy about this. They buried their buffs in the sand. Unfortunately for Alex, though, he still wound up on the blue tribe and on that island that is probably felt as cursed. So here were our new tribes. New Hina, or Sophi without an E, Joanne, Matt, Rizo, Nate, Jason, Savannah. So Hina's island basically did get invaded by the red tribe, which Rizo and Savannah were elated to have all of the stuff that original Hina had won, and now they have the numbers advantage on that tribe. Rizo started the episode worried because he didn't have an idol, but as we know by the end, that tribe worked together to find the idol for Rizo. The other tribe dynamics on this tribe, it wasn't that sophisticated, though, because of the numbers game. I do like that Sophi, without an E, was so elated. She has picked up the beef between the other two tribes, which is a perfect crack for her to get into. She saw herself as having to latch on to former red. She had some talks with Nate and Joanne. She wants them to see her as a number for them. It's the logical thing to do. As much as I would have loved some tribe dynamic, power dynamic shakeups where the people without the numbers are able to find a crack in red, that's always more ideal to watch. It's the more logical thing for Sophi to do for now. But at some point, if you're just on the bottom of a big alliance, it could be easy for your ass to get the vote out. But Sophi, without an E, seemed to really bond with Savannah. Sophi told Savannah that Alex used an idol last night, even though Alex asked her not to say that, but that was her way of building more trust with Savannah, which I think really worked. Savannah wanted Sophi to be her new girl. Savannah is trying to have these one-on-one duos with a lot of the women in the game. That might work out for her. I'm hoping that Sophi without an E is the more, I guess, cerebral player that I think she might be. Like Savannah, she talks a lot in her confessionals, but some of her reads in her confessionals have been proven to either be wrong or she easily changes her mind from episode to episode. So while she's getting these confessionals where she's kind of cocky and she thinks she has this good read on the game, the game is showing that that's not always the case. So it's an interesting edit for Savannah, and it has been the whole time. Savannah had way too many confessionals during this episode. I didn't think we needed to hear that much from Savannah. In fact, I would love to not hear from her for the next several episodes because her confessionals have been getting on my nerves. We'll see what this Sophi and Savannah duo can do in the future. Savannah also tried to make connections with Jason and Matt, the two original Hinas on this tribe. She saw Jason as so in love with the old tribe, but he was being honest about it. And then Savannah helped get some info out of Matt's past that he had a secret background in finances. He hasn't always been working at airports. He was pretty high up in finances, so probably not something Matt should have said on his new tribe. I don't think that helped with the target on his back later in the episode. We will get back to that tribe, though. New Blue going to the beach that had nothing was Alex, MC, Steven, Christina, Sophi, Shannon, and Sage. Alex was embarrassed to be showing this tribe his homeland, basically his original island, because there's flies everywhere. It's a mess. They don't really have good place to sleep. The interesting dynamics here is Sage and Shannon being the ones outnumbered on this tribe, and Shannon going straight into her high vibe women community she likes to talk about, where she was getting really religious throughout this whole episode. And I like the fact that both Steven and later Sage in confessionals were calling Shannon out on her bullshit. Like, it was clearly her playing the game with her uber religious talk in this edit anyway the whole time, which plays into her in real life right now. I've seen social media posts where she's been less hippie, way more Christian in her grift on social media. So Steven and Sage read her for filth because I feel like that's how Shannon is in her real life. I've also seen people trying to compare her to Coach, that her strategy is to be a guru, and that's what she's hoping. It seemed to work on Christina. I think both Christina and Shannon are good at getting people to trust them and just building social connections. So it was kind of obvious that those two would build social connections together. In the edit anyway, I do think Shannon is more of a player than Christina, so I hope that Christina doesn't trust her too much. I will say, though, I mean, Shannon's approach was probably better than Sage's, which was basically just as a introduction to new players on a new tribe. Hi, my name is Sage, and I collect my blackheads and put them in jars. Like, what? This is how you're introducing yourself to new people? Sage's edit has been that she is definitely out there. We haven't seen her until really this episode be more of a player. I like that she is catching on to Shannon, trying to blend in with this new tribe, because it could come down to them versus each other to try and stay in the game if this tribe loses the next challenge, which I am glad that we are getting more than just one episode of a tribe switch, and it's not just going to be the merge or the worst earn the merge bullshit. So yeah, I like this tribe more. Surprise, surprise. I think it's because I just don't like Rizo. I just don't like Rizo. And Savannah's confessional is getting on my nerves as well. Like, they are really trying to push these two on us because we're going to see them again. And it's not really working on me. It's making me want to watch season 50 less, honestly. As for this new blue tribe, though, let's see if there's anything else. I talked about Shannon just preaching so much about Jesus and Sage finding Shannon being performative this whole time. Sage saying in confessional she can't fake it. We didn't see MC and Steven dynamics like I was hoping. They're my two favorite players in the game. I don't know if their duo was real because their edit has been not on enough, but in the last episode, they were supposedly a duo and they're each other's number ones. Steven's edit has given us that he might be like paranoid at some point, so that's a possibility that might not work well for MC, but I love MC. She's a challenge beast. She killed it in the challenge. She quite literally did carry the team on her back. I do want to point out before we get more into the challenge that Sophi with an E, her only screen time, which she's had very little throughout the entire show so far, was to complain that the reward was fruit. So the editors or production does not like Sophi with an E. Maybe it's because they want to make Sophi without an E so much more prominent because she is probably the better player. But they are giving Sophi with an E nothing. Love the challenge, though. This was another reason why this episode was good. It didn't end in just a regular puzzle. We had them having to stack blocks and figure out a way to stack them so tall. MC had an advantage because she is tall, and she was able to carry Shannon on her shoulders for a lot of that challenge, and she's just strong in general. But then she also had to be the one to get on or let other people carry her up to stack the last blocks to use her height there. So it was great to see MC kill the challenge. I wish she got more confessionals because she is one of my favorites. She seems to just be getting the challenge beast edit, which will probably make her a big target at some point, which I think a tall athletic woman will be anyway. But the fact that she is being a beast at these challenges is probably not going to work out for her. I will say the other tribe had Nate, who is tall as well, but he's an older gentleman. I don't think he could be as much of an MVP at this challenge like MC was. So New Blue wins the first time that tribe wins, but it's really the first time just Alex wins a damn challenge. Good for Alex, though. It sent the other tribe to tribal, which of course was going to be red strong. I will say Juwan did some really good acting with Matt at one point when Matt was trying to use them knowing each other from the Journey challenge as a way to connect with him. I was buying that Juwan was going to be on board to go after Nate because Juwan's telling Matt he's been on the bottom the whole time, which is kind of true. I just don't think Juwan knows that. I think Juwan was bullshitting Nate that he's been at the bottom the whole time. From what we've been shown, Juwan hasn't thought he's on the bottom. He's thought he's had some of these alliances, but really he was not in the core four. So maybe Juwan should have made the move that Matt was trying to get him to do and flip the power dynamics on the tribe. I'm glad that Matt tried. He tried to play the game here. Jason's edit was that he wasn't trying to connect with the Savannahs, but I mean, it's probably hard to connect with Savannah the way she comes off sometimes. Jason was going with the strategy that he's going to use this shot in the dark, so he was hoping that would deter people from voting for him. In the end, though, Jason did vote out Matt as well. Matt is the one that went. Savannah and Sophi, without an E, voted for Jason, and then Matt voted for Nate, but nobody clung on to his scheme to get Nate out. But I'm glad Matt tried. I liked Matt more than I thought I would coming in. Not surprised he gets the boot here, though. He was also pretty weak in the challenge. I think that's probably what costed him most. Just made him an even easier target. He went from telling people he had a background in finance to really screwing up in the challenge to hoping he had Jawan but didn't. Although I still contend that maybe Jawan should have thought about that more. But it seems like Red is really sticking strong together for right now. They now would have a numbers advantage in a merge. Hoping we don't have the boring route of that going down. Jeff hyped up the merge so much this season. We'll see how it goes. I don't trust Jeff's opinions after he's the one that keeps us with these three tribes when clearly the two tribe dynamics makes for a better episode. Also glad they changed the puzzle. With the puzzle, Jason might have won this for his tribe again. But with the stacking, I did think it was a more even playing field, although MC is a challenge beast right now when it comes to physical stuff at these competitions. But if there is a puzzle in the next challenge, new Hina keeping Jason around might pay off for them.